Well, as you said, both campaigns are really relying on the Latino vote here to pull through, and Cubans are the surprise support of Donald Trump. Of course, they've had his support for quite some time because he's really come through quite heavily with these trade sanctions with Cuba. And so we've spoken to a number of Cuban voters here today, and they do traditionally lean Republican. About 60% of registered Cubans are Republican voters. But it's really Donald Trump's rhetoric and actions with Cuba, and as well as those trade sanctions with other Latino countries, including Venezuela, that have really seemed to push forward his message. We saw a number of Latino voters out campaigning for Donald Trump today. We're yet to see any campaigning for Joe Biden. And when we asked this one voter a question which we've been asking is how your neighbours are voting, which gives a good indication of whether they'll feel confident to do the same, this is what he had to say.
It's probably twice as much for Trump as it was 4 years ago. I know people, never Trumpers, even people in the Republican Party were never Trumpers, that have been bashing Trump for 3 years because of the things he said or whatever. And they told me, and I have two cases. One says she's voting for Trump. And I said, I can't believe you're voting for Trump. You've been bashing him for 3 years. So you're voting for him? Yes, I'm voting for Trump. And the other guy who hates Trump with all his heart, he said, I'm not voting this time. Why did she change her mind? Because of socialism. She came, her family escaped from Cuba.
Now, Cubans are a particularly important demographic here in Miami. 34% of people in this county area are Cuban. So this is going to be real heartland for Donald Trump. The question is, will that translate through to other Latino voters who traditionally lean about the same way the other way towards Democrats? About 60% of registered Latinos are Democrats. And so it's going to be an absolute key demographic for Florida, which could make or break this election.